Hi, I'm Becky.
And I'm Becky's dad.
And we are Fine Art by Becky Streeter. I started painting when I was little and always loved it as a hobby. I took a few art classes in high school and college, but was never very serious. It was all just a fun pastime. I always liked the sort of whimsical, bright, color-on-color type art. Lots of energy. When I got older, my whole family was walking through an art fair in Houston while on vacation, and I looked at one of the booths with paintings and said, I could do that. I could sell my paintings someday. My dad looked at me and said,
Look at all these good painters. You have to have an angle, and I want to do it with you too. And that's where it all began.
I taught my dad how to build a basic canvas, what materials to use and how to stretch it. Then he added his own twist.
We started with a rectangular canvas and made a bump in the middle using plywood and expanding foam. This became kind of a universal theme for us, a form that you can really do a lot with.
Then we started getting a little more creative. Instead of a bump, I asked for an indent.
The first attempt was really a bust.
But anything, even an oops, can be turned into something cool when there's vision. And sometimes it takes a mistake to learn how to do it correctly. After a few tries, we got our pothole.
Stretching the concept of the pothole a little bit further, she told me she wanted to do a donut, and the donut needed to have a hole in the center.
It turned out beautifully. It wasn't until after I painted it that I realized the hole for the donut actually goes all the way through the table.
Getting the hang of things, we really started to think outside the box. I built the rectangular frame like usual, but I wanted the 3D to overrun the edges of the frame. I gave it to her as a blank canvas, and she immediately knew what it was going to be, but wouldn't tell me. A few months later, I got a text photo. The canvas I made was literally spilled paint. I just cracked up. I knew then that we were onto something.
Sometimes we worked off photographs, requests from customers, and sometimes it was just ideas that we sketched or hashed out in person. I remember standing in our kitchen on Christmas Day with 2 oranges on the counter, one cut in half, trying to explain what our next painting looked like in my head.
And that's really half the fun of it for me, trying to figure out exactly what's in your head, or in a customer's head, and putting the shapes together on canvas. We feed off each other, expanding on the concept until we agree on a design.
And then getting the colors, shading, and tone to agree and come together. We were really starting to inspire each other.
I built several frames with the exact shapes in mind. Canvas stretched over cardboard and foam, wood putty, 4 kinds of glue, 3 kinds of tape, wire, whatever it took. I learned something from each canvas, refining discovered techniques. My artistry and craftsmanship kept getting better just as hers did.
This opened us up to pretty much anything that came to mind. I'd call him up and say, Dad, I want to make breakfast. Bacon and eggs in a frying pan on an old stove and eggs in a carton. Or, Dad, I want a picnic on a blanket, a plate with a sandwich, Doritos, maybe a pickle, and ants. It has to have ants. Or, Dad, the next one is a dandelion gone to seed with little parachutes floating off in the wind.
Each canvas is getting more and more intricate in construction and painting. I'm constantly exploring different materials to create shapes that we're looking for, but still using canvas as our home base. It's truly our creativity combined that makes Fine Art by Becky Streeter stand apart from the rest.
We call them 3D canvases, but have heard all sorts of names for our art over the past several years. Pop art, energy art, wow, that totally freaks you out kind of art. It's been a fun journey so far, and I can't wait to see what we come up with next.
Just as we share each other's ideas, we'd love to share yours too. Do you have an idea for that blank wall in your house? A room with a particular theme, certain colors, or a favorite hobby? Any shape, any size.
Color, style, or subject, you name it and we'll create it. Let Fine Art by Becky Streeter make your vision a reality. Becky.
And I'm Becky's dad.
And we are Fine Art by Becky. Read it off the thing.
You had to double check, didn't you?